Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mechanical Weathermen Expedition in the Unshakeable Island. So for this expedition, you need to have 3 portable meteor stations, so we're going to be using the Tuz Action for this expedition. I also brought with me a set of anchors and some jack screws for emergency purposes. You do not need any specialists for this expedition, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it, starting from our northwestern outpost. We're going to make our way through the forest, and this is basically the route we're going to take. We're going to go over here, get this mountain, then go over here, up the main mountain, get to this waypoint, install that meteor station, and then I'm going to do a truck recovery down here, and we're going to follow the mountain over and install the 3rd meteor station. So, that is the plan. Let me show you how it's done. So once we get out of the base, we're going to follow this path right through the forest here. This is going to take us to that first little hill that we'll be able to climb to install our first meteor station. So once we get over here, we're going to go right in between these rocks. And then we're just going to kind of follow this cutout path. There's a couple of trees here that we're going to have to go around. And some rocks and a little bit of mud that we'll have to worry about. Mud pit should be right about here. Yep, there it is. Kind of just flying right through it there. Alright, so once we get over to this hill, we're going to go ahead and climb this hill. And that's going to get, once we get to the top of the hill, we'll be able to install the first of 3 meteor stations. We're going to go ahead and just make our way up this climb here. And once we get to this upper level, we got to go up to the next level. So we're actually going to go down this way and around these trees. And there's a cutout in the trees here. A little clearing that we'll be able to use to kind of climb up here. And from here, we're going to go ahead and install the first meteor station. There we go. So now what we're going to do is get turned around, because we're going to go over our bridges to the main island so we can get to the 2nd install location. So we're going to go right back the way we came. And then we're going to go ahead and head on down the hill here. That was kind of a crappy bounce there, but we're all right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our way down to the shoreline and go across our bridges. If you don't have these bridges built, these are There's 2 bridges here, 150 parts each, so it's 300 parts total to get across this river with these bridges. And once we get across, we're going to go down this way. And we're going to kind of cut across this island right in the middle here. And we're going to go ahead and cross bridges number 3 and 4. Alright, and once we get across the bridges, we're going to go ahead and start our task of climbing the mountain here. It is pretty steep here, so I'm going to use low gear and diff lock as we work our way up the mountain here. And once we get up this way, we're going to hang a left and just continue our sort of spiral pattern up the mountain here. And once we get up here, we're going to spiral around to the right. And from here, this is where we'll be able to climb up these rocks here. And that is going to get us to this nice climb that we'll be able to use to get up here. Once again, for this, I'm going to swap to low gear and diff lock as we just kind of work our way up the hill here. I need to pressure down. Give us a little push with this tree. There we go. Alright, we can pressure back up. And then we can go ahead and make our way over to the installation point for the second meteor station. And then we can go ahead and install our meteor station. Alright, so once that is taken care of, we're going to go to our southeastern outpost right here and use our free truck recovery. That's going to take us right to this little outpost here. And we're going to head north along the ridge until we get to the drop down point, and we're going to drop down, come back up, and go ahead and get our third and final meteor station installed. Kind of watch our speed going over that little ramp there. And this is the tricky part here. Probably need to winch onto that tree to get across here. There we go. Got the tree. That's just going to pull us up, keep us nice and stable, and we'll be able to continue on our way. So we're going to continue to work our way across this ridge here. We're going to kind of dip down right here to get across this little chasm. And back up over here. And once we get over here, we're going to go across our bridge that we built earlier. If you don't have this bridge built, it is 75 parts to build this bridge. So we're going to build the bridge and go right across. And once I've made it over here, we are going to descend the ridge right over here through this rock path. And we're going to kind of watch speed. We don't take a bad bounce going over all these rocks. Or do that. That's why we brought jack screws. So I'm going to go ahead and just reset here. That was a good catch. But that's what I'm talking about with these bad bounces, you know. Sometimes it's kind of unpredictable. Just catch a bounce bad and that's it. So once we get over here, we're going to go ahead and climb up these rocks. I am going to put an anchor down. I have just not hit this the way I wanted to. Alright, there we go. That's going to pull us right up and over. So once we get over here, we're going to make our way through the forest. And then from here, up on our left, you'll see a pass up onto the upper level of the ridge that we'll be able to use to get to the top here. I'm going to use low gear and diff lock in this steep incline. And we're just going to kind of follow this nice path right up to the top here. Alright, once we get to the top, we're going to go ahead and just drive right over to our Medio installation point. We're going to go ahead and install this. Alright, and that'll be another expedition complete. This rewards an engine for the Tuz Warthog. So, hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you think about this guide, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.